recent events in Ukraine showed that investing in the emerging markets is a far more complex issue than the mere assessment of economic and competitive environment. At the end of the Cold War, somehow firms, multinationals stopped looking at the political and military dynamics among countries, even if at the end of the Cold War the overall global security at the end did not improve that much. And so also the antecedents of the current situation could have been detected in the speech that was made by President Putin back in 2008 at NATO Russia Council in Bucharest, where he expressed his deep concerns about the future expansion of NATO. So what is next? Currently, multinationals working in Ukraine and Russia are really concerned about the economic impact of the future developments in the region. For instance, in the last 3 months, Russian ruble weakened, and the exchange rate went down from 45 ruble per euro to 50 ruble per euro in just 3 months. Moreover, we may expect also interesting developments that regard the European energy security. At the current moment, the European community depends on Russia for circa 30% of its external supply of gas and 30% of external supply of oil. And what does it mean? It means that in the midterm, probably, if the crisis deepens, the European community should seek other alternative sources. And at this point, the so-called US shale revolution may step in and become an important factor to consider. So we might expect, for instance, new LNG plants in Europe. So what to do next? What I should say, I would advise that all multinationals, all firms working with interests in Eastern Europe and Russia and Ukraine, in the next days should put together their top executive teams in one room, ask them to switch their smartphones and do scenario planning. So they have to identify all possible outcomes of the current situation, from the most desired one to the most feared one, and then what's most important, rather than becoming the fortune tellers, the managers have really to develop the action plan in response to each possible outcome. And so we all really hope in the peaceful resolution of the conflict.